And his opponent in the blue corner, Leo Grant. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, fighting out of our red corner. He weighed in at 82.2 kilos. He trains under Jimmy Shannon. He fights out of the Fighting Cobras in Brisbane. Please give it up for Steven Peters. Fighting out of our blue corner. He weighed in at 81.9 kilos. He's trained by Steve NG and Warren Coots. Fights out of the Matrix Boxing Gym on the Gold Coast. Please welcome the Terminator, Leo Grant.
Guys, I give you the instructions to change them. Good luck to both of you. Defend yourself at all times. Watch low blows, back the head, okay? Good luck, guys. All the best. Thank you.
We've got 4 3-minute rounds of boxing action. Phil Holiday is our referee.
Thanks to Action Metal Recyclers. Fight number 1, Nathan. We saw Leo Grant fight on the last card of Ace Boxing Promotion up there at Southport. A great win there, the Terminator, and they're looking to add another win to his name, while Steven Peters on debut.
Yeah, Leo's last fight at Southport Sharks in September, I think it was arguably the fight of the night. He put on a stellar performance there to outpoint Scott Kelly that night over 4 rounds. Let's see if he can double it up here and get a second win.
So we're kicking off round number 1, and our third man in the middle. The man who knows his way around the squared circle, and Mr. Philip Holiday, former world champ. Great to see him in the refereeing ranks now as well. So he'll look after the boys here for fight number 1.
It started quite fast, James. Both boys coming out swinging. Obviously, it's only a 4-round contest, so they don't have much time to warm into things. So they're getting on with their business.
Steven Peters on debut. Always a big moment, I guess, for any fighter, but that's something any fighter has to combat, and he'll go through that tonight here.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done plenty of rounds of sparring and preparation for this, but there's nothing like the bright lights. So obviously it brings out usually the best in people and sometimes the worst in people, but it looks like he's flourishing Steven Peters up there. He doesn't look like he's spooked by the moment, and he's given a good account of himself so far.
Looks to use that jab as a range finder. Ooh.
A big shot there.
Nice straight right hand there was effective.
Another right hand just missing the mark there from Steven Peters. Both boys just clinging on, grabbing onto each other. Phil Holiday breaks them apart. A right hand lead there from Steve Peters. A little bit unorthodox, but it's paying dividends so far.
The boys in ringside seating learning how close ringside seating really is. They don't have Leo Grant's whatever size boot amongst their beverages.
Leo just playing the stalking role at the minute, not really throwing as many punches as we saw him in his first fight. Obviously, he's got a different opponent in front of him in Steven Peters, but Steven doing a good job of just being a moving target for Leo Grant, but you can see he's backing him onto the ropes now, and he's trying to get his better shots off.
He looks quite comfortable in there, Steven Peters, fair to say.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, he must have had plenty of rounds in the sparring ring, but he doesn't look like a first fighter. But here comes Leo Grant with a big right hand, and there's an 8 count from the referee. 6. He caught him on the temple,
wow,
and bang.
That's
Peters
changed the complexion of the fight very quickly.
He's hit the canvas. We know James, he can definitely bang. We saw in his last fight that when he hits the mark, he hurts his opponents.
Great first round from both boys, and I was about to mention when he stepped in, there's one thing that while Steven Peters looked comfortable in there, we've seen Leo Grant fight, you know he's going to keep coming forward, you know he's going to be in his face, and you know he's going to throw punches.
Big thanks to our sponsors, Pivotal Homes, and the guys at
Just see the
Madison
replay
Sport
here
for
of
their
that
sponsorship.
knockdown, 2 short clubbing
Here
right
this evening.
hands. St. Peters to the canvas. So Nathan, if you're in Stephen Peters' corner there for the Fighting Cobras, Jimmy Shannon, what would he have been saying? Because I think he probably would have been fairly comfortable that first round, thinking he had it in control. Potentially it was a round that he could have been winning, but that changed it dramatically. So his mindset obviously has got to change. It would be a lot different going back to the corner than what it was probably halfway through a round.
Well, he's got to concentrate on his defences. When he comes in, it's quite effective for him, but he also leads his chin really high up in the air, and it's open for a counter punch, and that's what Leo Grant just did in the opening of this round. He's just caught him with a beautiful right hand as he was lunging in Stephen Peters, so he's got to be really tight and come in low. He's got his head really high when he comes in, and that's a sitting target for Leo Grant.
As the two boys go to work in front of us here.
Steve, stop doing it. Stop talking around. Okay, let's go. Box.
You can see he's just really rushing in, very dangerous. I mean, dangerous for both boys. He could potentially knock out his opponent, but he could knock out himself by walking onto a shot himself.
Not afraid to use that big right hand as the lead punch, is he?
No, he's not. Leo's doing a good job of working in close.
And you can see around the eye there of Leo Grant, he certainly felt the impact of that straight right hand, which is without a doubt been Peters' best punch of the fight so far.
Watch your head, Steve. Watch your head.
This is where Leo Grant does the better work. When they're in close, he works away, whereas Stephen Peters looks for a rest. So maybe that's a little bit more of experience from Leo Grant showing through.
Come on,
But that's definitely something that Peters needs to work on.
So we're scheduled for 4. This is the second round. Opening fight in our card here, thanks to Ace Boxing Promotions. And No Excuses Promotions here. Another right hand gets through, another one.
That was another big receipt punch there from Leo Grant. And that's the second time Peters has hit the canvas in this many rounds. Doesn't want to get careless here, Grant, and just rush in. He just needs to still lead with the jab, which he's done there, which is good. Back his opponent, and that's where he can get him. That's where he can start unleashing. Peters is still in a world of hurt here. He's got cloudy eyes still. He'll do a very good job to get out of this round.
And you made the comment earlier, in close is where Grant does the better work. He wants to be in there.
Well, you can see he's a lot more comfortable than Peters. He has had a few more fights than him, so maybe that's the difference here tonight. And leading with the jab, that's another thing that Leo does better than Peters, obviously. He likes to lead with his right hand, which is very dangerous. Well, it looks like he survived out the round, but another entertaining one, and another knockdown for Leo Grant. As the boys set off to their corners.
So it's round 2. We see Leo Grant with the Matrix Boxing Gym. Big night for them tonight. See Warren Coots, Steve NG and the team, and they're working on Leo Grant. A great corner, and they've got a big night, as I said, with a number of their fighters here that have got big fights coming up.
Yeah. You can see some of the replays here. It was a left and a right, and a left that finished him off, just almost caught him off balance, knocked him back, and he was flat-footed, and it was enough to send him to the canvas. But there it was there. You could see both legs very flat, and it just knocked him off balance. I think it was more hurt the first knockdown. That was, like I said, probably a little bit more off balance than hurt this time around.
And you made that point of, by leading with that right hand, he leaves himself exposed for that, and that's an example of exactly what you pointed out to our viewers just before.
Well, James, you bring up your back foot when you lead with your right hand, and that keeps you very square and very off balance.
So if you're Stephen Peters, what are you saying? What does he need to do different this round to probably change the flow? That is, he's definitely on the receiving end here to start the third, as Leo Grant's going in confidence.
For one, he has to lead with the jab. He's throwing nothing off the jab. He's got the jab keeps your opponent at distance. So that's the first thing he throws his first jab there. So that's what he's got to do more of. And obviously, when he gets in close, he has to work more as well, like Leo Grant does.
He seems to have slowed a little bit too here to start this third round, so a little bit more cautious and on that back foot. Leo Grant's marching forward and He's the one that's dominating that centre ring at the moment. He's dominating the proceedings.
And we remember the last fight we saw him in, he came home the stronger. So he's got a big engine, Leo Grant. So this is dangerous territory for Stephen Peters.
Chops away again inside.
Stop talking,
Hook
Steve.
over
Stop
the
talking.
top.
Stop talking.
Peters just smothering Leo Grant at this stage, so he can't get any shots off. A little bit messy. Both boys feeling the fatigue. Definitely Peters. You can see he's really slowed down this round. As he does a turn there, but nothing could come effective from it. And that's better from Leo Grant, turning his opponent and working to the body, coming up to the head. It's a good shot there from Peters as well.
Turn,
One got through, and there's a right hand again. Oh, and two good shots there from Peters.
The big right hand.
Oh,
What a round.
There's the receipt from Leo Grant as he throws 6 and 7 punches himself. What a good opening
What a
bout
way
to
to
this
start.
night.
Terrific
Good
fight.
Steve.
Great round.
Both boys starting to work in close a bit better now. And there's a right hand slipping through there from Leo Grant once again.
Stop holding, Steve. Stop, 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 stop. Steve, what's your head and shoulder? Come on, come on, guys, go, okay, let's go. Walk.
Warning on the run there from Phil Holiday using the shoulder. As Leo gets back on the jab and looks for the lead uppercut. That's a bit unconventional, but didn't make much of an impact on Stephen Peters.
He's done some terrific body work this round, hasn't he? The Terminator.
He's definitely got the higher work rate, and there's a right hand there from Leo Grant once again. That's the end of the third round. One more round to go. What a cracker to open us up.
Scheduled for 4 here, our opening fight on our big card here tonight. Of course, brought to you by Ace Boxing Promotions and No Excuses Promotions. Big thanks to all those sponsors and supporters. So we see the replay here of a pretty entertaining round.
Yeah,
There's
Leo
that
Grant,
uppercut.
That was that lead uppercut, and that rocked the headbacks of Stephen Peters, and then he started unleashing with 3, 4, 5, 6 punches at once. Leo Grant, when he smells the blood, he goes for it.
And we'll see if we see it there. Here was where Peters came straight back and landed a few decent shots of his own after being on the end of that. It was a strong return, but definitely a round there. You'd have to say, well, it's in the judges' hands, of course, but a round you'd probably say if you're judging it, another round to Leo Grant.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think he's definitely been the higher. I guess he's forced more of an impact on his opponent. You've seen he's already got the 2 knockdowns, and he's look at the output compared to Stephen Peters. There's a lot more output, so you've got to give him the rounds for that very reason.
Now, I'm not a genius for suggesting this, but Peters needs a knockout to win, so it's all or nothing for him this round, and he came out with a fair explosion of punches, but Leo Grant weathered that early storm, and now he's the one marching forward.
No doubt.
The shoulders, guys, watch the shoulders.
Good jabs, and then straight to the body there from Leo Grant. He's got a good variation for the amount of fights he's had, James.
Absolutely.
Punch it out.
He's effective going downstairs first, so he's... Oh, he runs into a pretty stiff 1-2 there.
2 good shots, and another shot there from Stephen Peters. Catches the attention of Leo Grant.
What a fight to kick us off. This is what the fans come to see.
He is never in a bad fight, Leo Grant.
No, he's an entertainer. He's from the entertainers gym, I suppose, so he might have picked up a few tips from one of his stablemates.
Yeah, he is from the Matrix Boxing Gym. Stephen NG and Warren Coots do a great job.
The mouth guard's back in.
Box.
And more of the same there from Leo Grant. Just starting to the body. It's a lot more output, like I was saying earlier, from Leo Grant compared to his opponent. And 2 good jabs there from Leo Grant, and there's the right hand to follow up. You can see the fatigue is really starting to set in for both boys now. Both boys perspirating, they're sucking in the big ones now. as Peters marches forward with a right-hand lead once again.
Just chopping right over the top from Leo Grant. Back instead, out to the body, back upstairs again. He caught his opponent's attention there.
Yeah, I think he hurt Peters there. There's a right hand. He's definitely hurt him. I think he's had enough. Yep, that's it. It's waved away. It's a stoppage victory for Leo Grant in the 4th and final round.
Good win for Leo Grant.
I think so. I think he's improving. You know, like he's obviously, his last fight we saw was entertaining. This one he put a lot more shots together. He led to the body a lot more, which is great, adding to his artillery, as you can see in the replays here. Starting to the body, finishing to the head. Did that very well the whole night tonight. And that was enough for the referee, waving it away.
Referee Philip Holiday, yes, so calls a halt to the contest. So your winner will be by technical knockout. So Leo Grant kicks us off here with a win, and kicks off a win for the Matrix Boxing Gym. So they start their night exactly as they would have hoped